love your daughter? I'm genuinely asking because you posted this and it has a lot of us confused. Love is not given, it's earned. Okay, so I can understand this thought process with respect, but you bring a little life into this world. You see her little face for the first time. You don't automatically love her. That's called unconditional love. There's such a thing where we love somebody with no conditions or stipulations.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard's latest live session was less of a heartfelt update and more of a whirlwind of chaos. Think parade floats, dishcloths, and a newborn baby mentioned almost as an afterthought. Fans tuning in for a glimpse into her journey into motherhood or even a simple, genuine reflection were left scratching their heads. Instead, what they got was a masterclass in deflection, with Gypsy steering the conversation away from anything real or meaningful. It was less about opening up and more about putting on a show, one that left many wondering if she's truly ready for the spotlight, let alone the responsibilities of her new life. From the moment she hit Go Live, it was clear this wasn't going to be a deep dive into her mental state or her transition into motherhood. Instead, Gypsy delivered a self-indulgent performance, bouncing from one random topic to the next with zero emotional weight. There was no maternal glow, no vulnerability, not even a hint of introspection about the monumental life change she's just undergone. It was as if she was playing a role, one she hasn't quite figured out yet, while the real Gypsy remained hidden behind a curtain of distractions. And let's talk about what wasn't said. The absence of genuine emotion or acknowledgement of her new reality was deafening. Instead of addressing the elephant in the room, her journey into motherhood and how she's coping, Gypsy seemed more focused on maintaining her image and keeping the attention squarely on herself. It was a performance, plain and simple, and one that left viewers questioning whether she's truly ready to face the complexities of her new life. So what does this all mean? Beneath the surface of her chaotic live session, there are glimpses of the real Gypsy, someone who's still navigating her past traumas and newfound freedom. But whether she's fully aware of how much she's revealing through her deflections and distractions is another story entirely. One thing's for sure, this live session left fans with more questions than answers, and the spotlight on Gypsy isn't getting any less intense.
Purple top. That's cute. I'll keep the purple tops. How many tattoos do I have? I have 3. So I have this one that matches with my stepmom. She has one exactly the same. And then I have the husky tattoo, the legendary husky tattoo. And then I have a phoenix on my back. Thank you, Quad. Really just starting to kind of learn what streaming services provide and how they're like connected. For the Super Bowl, it was funny, for the Super Bowl, I wanted to watch the Super Bowl. And I logged in to Ken's TV, and he's got like Max and Showtime and Disney Plus and all that. And I mean, you got to think about it. When I went into prison, streaming may have just started or whatever, but me and my mom had DirecTV. And in prison, we had a personal TV. It was like, I don't know, 13 inches or so. And we had cable. And so whenever it went to watching the Super Bowl, came time to watch the Super Bowl, I called Ken because he was at work. And I'm like, how do you watch the Super Bowl? Like, it shows advertisements, but I'm like, all I want to do is watch the Super Bowl. And it's like, sign into this account and this account to watch the Super Bowl. I'm like, let's just go back to a time where it was just cable. Cable was so easy. You just click the channel and there it is. You didn't have to sign into anything. Like, that's when streaming pisses me off.
What does it say when a new mom's idea of bonding involves dodging her baby like it's a full-time job? Gypsy Rose Blanchard, fresh into motherhood with her 2-month-old daughter, has been spotted living her best life, tossing beads at parades and running errands and soaking up the spotlight, while her newborn seems like an afterthought. The emotional depth missing, the maternal glow nowhere to be found. Instead, Gypsy's been on a non-stop distraction spree, leaving fans wondering if she's avoiding the reality of motherhood altogether. And let's not gloss over the elephant in the room, her newborn, a tiny helpless human who depends on her for everything, barely registers in Gypsy's world. The only time she's mentioned her daughter is to recount the trauma of watching her get vaccinations. But instead of staying by her baby's side during this tough moment, Gypsy's response was to walk away. "Oh my God, that was so hard to watch. I had to leave. I couldn't handle the little tears," she said. "Gypsy, sweetie, that's not how this works. Now, before anyone comes for me, let's be clear. No one expects a new mom to be perfect or glued to her baby 24/7. But this level of detachment, it's raising more than a few eyebrows. If you're as baffled as we are by Gypsy's questionable priorities, make sure you're following along because this story is far from over, and trust me, you'll want to see how it all unfolds."
My daughter, she is 2 months today. So today she just had her 2-month vaccines. Oh my God, that was so hard to watch. I had to walk away. I could not watch the little tears. Oh God, that was rough.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I need to get it cross-eyed. Bring it to the list.
Okay. What do you want me, you want me to bag these and just put them in the front foyer by the
Yeah,
fireplace?
you could do like,
Aurora, get out of the...
girl, you know, oh, she's sleeping?
Yeah.
I was like,
Was she
tired. She ran a fever.
No, she didn't, not yet anyway. But I fed her a little while ago.
I told you, Gina.
It's so hard to hold her because, like, whenever...
Oh, yeah, she's 10 pounds.
No, not that. I mean, where they
Yeah,
did the
it's a little
shots.
sore.
Where they did the shots, it's like I'm holding her like this, and it touches her legs, so it makes her
Did you
cry
like,
more.
oh, she did. I said,
Imagine this, her baby's getting a routine vaccine, crying in pain, desperately seeking comfort, and what does Gypsy do? She walks away. Not because her child is suffering, but because she can't handle it. Let that sink in. Instead of stepping up, holding her baby close, and offering the kind of soothing only a mother can provide, she turns her back. For someone who endured years of medical abuse and manipulation, it's jarring to see her crumble at something as ordinary as a pediatric visit. Is this a sign of growth or is it a glaring red flag? But wait, it gets worse. Just moments later, while her newborn sleeps, Gypsy shifts gears to something entirely unrelated, organizing clothes. Yes, you read that right. Instead of bonding with her baby or showing even a hint of maternal warmth, she's debating whether to keep a romper she impulsively bought from Shine. Priorities, right? It's hard not to wonder if this is just the struggle of a new mom finding her footing, or if it's a deeper issue of detachment. After all, this is the same woman who orchestrated her mother's murder to escape a life of control. Shouldn't she be more attuned to the needs of her own child? So what's really going on here? Is Gypsy simply overwhelmed by the challenges of motherhood, or is this a sign of something more concerning? Let us know your thoughts. Do you think she's just finding her way, or is this a pattern we should be worried about? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you're hooked on this story. It helps keep the conversation going.
Oh, this is soft. It's a medium. That'd be good to go work out. If I ever go to the gym. That's a good question I have that y'all might know the answer to. Like, can you take babies to gyms? Thank you, Jason. I don't even know. Like, Ken works out at the gym. And I used to go with him even though I was pregnant. And it's just kind of like, okay, where can you take babies and where can you not? And then it's like, okay, if you're working out, then like who's gonna watch the baby? Would Ken and I take turns? Like he work out and then I work out and then one watches Aurora and the other works out? I don't know. It'd probably be better just getting like a home gym set.
If there was ever a moment to question someone's maternal instincts, this is it. You'd think a new mom would be gushing over her baby's milestones, sharing cute little anecdotes, or even venting about the exhaustion that comes with round-the-clock parenting. But nope, not here. Instead, all we're getting is more flexing, more shallow distractions, and a complete avoidance of what actually matters. It really makes you wonder, does she even see herself as a mother yet? Or is this just another role she's putting on for the cameras? And if you needed proof that something feels off, just listen to Gypsy. She literally had to walk away because the whole thing was too uncomfortable to watch, especially when the little tears started. That moment, absolutely painful. It's one thing to be adjusting to motherhood, but when there's zero sign of genuine connection, it starts raising real questions. Like, at what point does the performance end and reality set in? Because right now, it's looking like just another carefully curated image, with the baby as an accessory rather than, an actual human being.
We never knew the power of her lungs until they gave her the shot. I said, Gypsy went and said, I'm hiding. I don't want her to think I'm a part.
Exactly. I was like, if she's gonna associate pain, associate it with the nurse and not me. So I'm like, I'm walking away right now. I cannot do this.
And I told her, I said, that's why I said, I just told her that's why you came, because I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're stepping all over my clothes. Not you.
I know.
Aurora Grace.
All right.
Oh, I've got so much clothes. It's kind of funny because we have Aurora Reina, and then we have Aurora Grace, which is the dog. And Aurora Grace absolutely adores Aurora Reina. It's so cute.
Instead of offering comfort, soothing words, or even a moment of reassurance, Gypsy simply removes herself from the situation entirely. And that's where the real issue lies. Avoidance. Motherhood is overwhelming, no doubt. Sleepless nights, constant cries, and an entirely new identity to navigate. It's a lot. But at the core of it all, maternal instinct should kick in. Any new mother, no matter how exhausted, wants to calm her distressed child. But Gypsy, she distances herself, as if her baby's cries are just another inconvenience to push aside. This isn't about being a perfect parent, it's about basic empathy. The need to nurture and console is human nature, yet she chooses to step away, leaving behind a glaring question. Does she even want to be a mother in the full sense of the word? And then just like that, she moves on. No pause to check in, no reflection on how her life has changed, no moment of gratitude or concern. Just a cold pivot into a completely different subject. As if flipping a mental switch, she launches into a long self-involved ramble about organizing clothes. This is a silk pajama set in a size large. I bought so much stuff in a size large, and just like that, the baby fades into the background once again. This moment raises serious concerns. Is Gypsy struggling to connect with her new reality? Is she emotionally detaching as a coping mechanism? Or is this simply a case of inexperience? Whatever the case, one thing is clear. The internet is not letting this one slide.
So I have something I want to say real quick about Gypsy Rose, because she made a post on accident, and it was supposedly because it was coming up for her mother's birthday, which is May 3rd, not March. As we all know, it's March. Okay, and then she hurried and deleted it. Well, I'm going to show you that post right after this, and then after that, I'm going to show you some clips of her chatting it up in Breeze Live, basically blaming everything on content creators about exposing the truth and bullying her, quote, whatever you want to call it. But Gypsy, if you wanted to have your mother and the Petrie side of the family to have peace on your mother's birthday, like they should, they deserve that, you're right. But maybe you shouldn't have did what you did. So I'm going to show y'all that quote thing she deleted right now. Okay, so she posted this on her IG story, and it says, tomorrow, May 3rd, is my mother's birthday. Out of respect, I will not be posting. I will take this as a moment of silence, and I call out all content creators to do the same. Put aside all BS, gossip, conspiracy theories, and drama, and give her family a day of peace to grieve. Like it's not her mother, her family. Like, come on, girl. And if I have the courage to do this, then others should do it too. Peace for the Petries. Girl, you are the one that did it. Okay, now y'all listen to this.
Okay, Gypsy?
Well, it was the first It movie, the remake. And all I can think about is relating it to the monster It. So if you don't, like in the movie, fear was what it fed off of. And so in my opinion, these content creators that are of the opinion that I'm the worst monster in the world, and they're doing things to basically harass people and make fun of people and things like this.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard might have a newborn baby, but based on her latest behavior, you'd think the real priority in her life is her sheen haul. This isn't just a one-time slip, it's a pattern. From obsessing over material things to making everything about herself, Gypsy's approach to motherhood is raising eyebrows. The way she talks about her own experiences while barely acknowledging her child makes it seem like this isn't real life to her. It's just another role to play. It's as if she sees motherhood as a costume change rather than the life-altering responsibility it actually is. For most moms, their world completely shifts after having a baby, but for Gypsy, the only thing shifting is her closet full of silk pajamas. During the live stream, she casually mentioned, "This is a silk pajama set in a size large. I bought so much stuff in a size large," as if that was the biggest issue in her life, not adjusting to the demands of motherhood, not worrying about her newborn's well-being, just debating pajama sizes like she's starring in her own personal shopping vlog. At this point, fans are wondering, is Gypsy even ready for this new chapter, or is she just playing pretend in yet another performance of her life?
This adorable pajama set, and they included a onesie for Aurora to go with it, so we can match. Look how cute that is. I cannot wait to put her in this. And they also sent me a very soft robe. Like, this is like butter soft. Like, when I touch it, like, it literally is so soft. And they included a matching onesie for Aurora as well. Oh, this is gonna be so cute to match with her. So I just wanted to show you guys.
It's the kind of moment that makes you pause and wonder, where is the heart in all of this? Gypsy, a new mom, is live streaming, but instead of sharing the raw, unfiltered realities of motherhood, the sleepless nights, the emotional roller coaster, or even the tiny victories of her baby's first milestones, she's laser focused on something else entirely: her wardrobe. Maternity dresses, cocktail outfits, and piles of donations dominate the conversation. It's not just surprising, it's jarring. Where's the connection to her child? Where's the acknowledgement that she's now responsible for shaping another human being's life? Let's be real, most new moms are in survival mode. They're consumed by their newborns, obsessing over every cry, every feeding, every little sign of progress. But Gypsy, her priorities seem worlds away. There's no mention of her baby's sleep patterns, developmental milestones, or even the emotional adjustment to becoming a parent. Instead, she's preoccupied with material things, casually remarking, "We're almost done, okay? This was a maternity dress, a cocktail dress, so much of this stuff I haven't even worn." It's a stark contrast to the vulnerability and exhaustion most new moms openly share. And then there's this: "It may be a while until we have another one, so in the meantime, I'm gonna donate my maternity clothes." Wait, another baby? Shouldn't the focus be on the one she just had? The comment feels telling, almost as if she's treating motherhood like a checklist rather than a lifelong commitment. Her detachment isn't just in her words, it's in her tone. There's no warmth, no excitement, no sense of awe about the tiny life she's brought into the world. Instead, her delivery feels transactional, like she's packing away her pregnancy experience along with her maternity clothes. But here's the thing: motherhood isn't something you can box up and store until you're ready for round two. It's messy, all-consuming, and relentless. It demands your full attention, your heart, and your soul. And based on what we're seeing, Gypsy's priorities, or lack thereof, raise serious questions. Is she truly engaging with the reality of being a mom? Or is she just skimming the surface, treating it like another chapter in her ever-evolving story? The answer, at least for now, seems painfully clear.
You can't even put on a headband without them talking about you.
Trust me, I know. And the thing is, they don't affect my daily life. And sure, they'll put out content making fun of me. It doesn't matter. Like, the only thing that irritates me is whenever I don't.
It's okay to be vulnerable, Gypsy. It's okay. It's okay.
The only thing that bothers me is like whenever it's talking about the people that I love and care about, like Aurora, Ken, Christy, my dad. Like, I will let all the shit talking happen to me, but whenever they're talking about the people I care about, that's whenever I'm in the comment sections. I am defending. I'm going off the rails. So it's better for me just to ignore it, and I have to understand that everybody minus Aurora is adults who can stand on their own 2 feet. And if they want to speak on something, they can. They have every right to. But I'm going to support them behind the scenes because that's where I'm most.
Okay, real quick before I show you the next clips of that whole conversation, Gypsy, you have commented on so many of my posts way before you were pregnant, when I never even mentioned your mother, your father, your anything. It was all about you, and you go out of your way. And I have the receipts in my phone. I just don't feel like digging right now, but I will later. Trust me, because I have them. But you go out of your way, and you make sure to know and let everyone else know that it does in fact bother you.
Motherhood isn't just about cute Instagram photos or casually mentioning your baby like an accessory. It's about sacrifice. It's about putting someone else before yourself in a way that reshapes your entire existence. And so far, Gypsy Rose has shown us one thing: she still doesn't know how to do that. Being a mother means long nights, early mornings, and an endless cycle of feeding, comforting, and protecting. It's not just about what people see. It's about the unseen moments, the quiet sacrifices, the constant worry, and the emotional shift that happens when you realize you're responsible for another life. Every decision carries weight. Every distraction is a moment lost in shaping and nurturing a human being. But in Gypsy's world, those moments don't seem to exist. Instead, we see detachment, self-absorption, and an almost eerie indifference to the weight of the role she now holds. This isn't about being a perfect mother. No one is. Every new parent struggles. Every mother faces exhaustion, doubt, and moments of frustration. But what defines a mother is the effort, the willingness to put their child's well-being above their own personal convenience. And that's what seems to be missing here. Gypsy isn't talking about sleepless nights, overwhelming emotions, or the exhaustion of constant care.
Like this content at one point, I liked a lot of people, but now, like, I don't know. I just want to see their true colors, sadly. Weird. I heard thinking of it.
Eventually, I think they will move on to somebody else, but for time being, that's what gets them money, that's what gets them views and clicks and everything, so they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, but they call you a grifter. I'm like,
I know.
no one else can, if anything, this is just...
And no, Gypsy, we will not leave you alone because you continue to come on the internet and create your own drama. Do you understand that? If you got off the internet and wanted privacy like you claim you do because you have a baby and you're a mother now, supposedly, get off the internet, live a quiet life, and people will have nothing to talk about. Nothing. It's that easy. And you talk about it all the time, but yet you're always in somebody's comment section saying something. Like, you've came in mine, like I said, multiple times. You've came in other content creators' sections multiple times. Many content creators, because I've seen them. But for you to sit here and bash us and say that we're lying whenever we know the truth and we're exposing the truth and you're just upset because we know the truth. The truth is out there. You just have to do the research. And really, you don't even have to do the research. You can just come watch TikTok because we expose it.
Because from what we're seeing, she isn't fully experiencing it. There's a difference between physically having a baby and actually being a mother. And right now, Gypsy falls into the first category while seemingly avoiding the second. Her latest live stream wasn't just messy. It was revealing. It showed where her focus is and, more importantly, where it isn't. It demonstrated an unwillingness to grow, to shift perspective, to acknowledge that her past no longer defines her. Her present choices do. Gypsy has had people sympathize with her, excuse her, and justify her actions for years. But at what point does that safety net disappear? At what point does she have to stand on her own and take accountability for who she is now? How long can she keep making excuses before people start realizing that maybe, just maybe, Gypsy Rose isn't the victim in every story anymore?
I need the reassurance or the affirmation, but it would just be nice to be acknowledged for the positive that I do. Because, for example, when I said that I would not show Aurora's face on social media, I have stuck to that.
Gypsy Rose wants to be recognized as a good mother for all of the positive things she's done. In this live stream, she listed her efforts, emphasizing how diligent she's been in keeping her daughter out of the public eye to avoid scrutiny. But that's where the list ended. While the public may want to believe that GRB is taking motherhood seriously, there are some concerns and lack of trust. People see a disconnect in her actions, and her behavior often contradicts what is typically expected of a new mother. The updates she shares seem rehearsed, almost like they're following a textbook. There are also concerns about her baby's health and whether GRB is properly addressing symptoms. For instance, in a live stream, she laughed off her baby's snorting, which raised doubts about her awareness of potential health issues. Support and acknowledgement can't be based on vague statements or actions that don't align with a loving, nurturing mother. It's hard for the public to give their trust and support back, once again, to someone they feel has yet to demonstrate that. especially when that person's past includes taking the life of the very person who gave her hers.
And more importantly, how long before she realizes that herself? For the baby's sake, let's hope she figures it out before it's too late. Because if she doesn't, this child will grow up in the shadow of a mother who never truly prioritized her. And that is the most heartbreaking part of all. Children don't get to choose their parents or the circumstances they're born into. They rely entirely on the adults in their lives to guide them, protect them, and give them the tools they need to thrive. Gypsy has the opportunity to rewrite her own narrative, to prove she can be more than just a product of her past. But as it stands, she's falling short in the one role that matters more than any other, the role of a mother. The clock is ticking and the stakes couldn't be higher. If Gypsy doesn't wake up to this reality soon, it won't just be her own reputation or life that she damages, it'll be her daughter's future. So here's the question we're left with. Can Gypsy break the cycle, or will her daughter pay the price for her mistakes? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the world is watching.
Then she goes on to say, thankfully, that was the only little bumpy stuff. At 36 weeks and 3 days, my water partially broke and I went to the hospital. And by the time I got there, I was 5.5, 6 centimeters. They're like, okay, we're delivering. Doctors went ahead and gave me the epidural, had the Pitocin drip, and it went really quickly after that, and I didn't feel a thing. The worst part of the whole birth experience was the numbing injection they gave. You mean the epidural? When push came to shove, I didn't feel anything. No screaming, no nothing, she says. We just pushed, and within 15 minutes, she was born. So her daughter was born a year to the date where she was released from Chillicothe, okay? I really think that she chose her induction date. I really do. I feel like it was a situation where, yes, she's dilating, but it's like we need to do it in the next 3 days, next week. She said she can't wait for her parole to end. Then she goes on, I honestly just feel like getting to watch her grow and getting to see her personality develop over time is the best part of motherhood so far. I read all this stuff and I'm kind of tracking to see what comes next. So it's exciting, the newness of each thing. So this is the story she's pretty much shared. I mean, it is. The only problem is Ken's mom hops on live streams and contradicts parts of the story, like the birth weight. I'm sure Gypsy's just so happy when Ken's mother gets a little, and hops on live streams. So that was the big birth experience, birth story article.
While we're all captivated by the drama unfolding on screen, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the like button, because much like Gypsy's jaw-dropping story, this channel is packed with twists, turns, and moments you'll kick yourself for missing. And if you're itching for more drama, let's face it, who isn't? Dive into the videos lighting up your screen right now. Who knows, your next obsession might be just a click away. Stay tuned, folks. This train isn't stopping anytime soon. See you in the next video.